Hi, Statesmen Nation, here with Lucas Perdieu, senior men's bowler out of DeWitt, Iowa. Appreciate you coming in for a little bit, bud. Got all the excitement ramping up for Nationals next week, so I want to make sure we got you guys in here so we can talk about Nationals and put you guys in the forefront, all that. So, before we get to the 16 that Lucas picked out, we're going to talk a little bit about bowling and everything. So everybody that's watching these, they're going to feel like, man, I'm getting the same answers because Curtis just answered it, and then Cena will be answering a little bit. But we're going to talk about bowling anyhow because that's what we got to do. So you guys are having a great year and all of that. Let's talk about you personally, your senior year, and how you, I guess, prepared for it and how you feel like your senior year went individually.
Okay. Well, at the start of my senior year, I was struggling a little bit. In the first few tournaments, I kind of didn't have my mechanics under control, and I really wasn't feeling very confident.
Yeah.
So I went in and practiced a little bit extra and asked Mark what I needed to do and everything. And ended up during the middle of the season, I figured out what I needed to do, and I was able to be a more consistent player on our team to help us just have that kind of like a little stepping stone so everyone else can feel comfortable as well. And we had a bunch of other players that just stepped up and were always there for us. I was just glad I could be a part of that.
Right, definitely. As a senior, the question, it never changes depending on the sport. It's always, you're a senior, what do you do where's your leadership role, or what is your role on the team, and how do you fit into the whole puzzle, I guess?
I would just say my role is just being there, just encouraging my teammates. I know for me, I always had a really bad time of if I wasn't in, I wasn't there with the team, and I tried to make that, tried to improve that the senior year, and I felt like I did a decent job. I'd have to ask for the opinions of my other teammates, obviously, so I can't really say, but I felt that I did a decent job coming from my previous 3 years. So.
Yeah, including everybody and make sure, hey, this is a team thing. After I'm gone, you guys got to step up, right, and all that. So, got to be great feeling your senior going out with an opportunity to win a national title next week. But I'm going to let you talk about that. You described, just all of the emotions of going into this and being able to cap it off with such a cool event.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal because I was kind of getting a little bit worried all through high school and all throughout up to my senior year. I'd never really made like a big event like this, so it's pretty exciting. But I'm looking forward to it. The venue looks awesome. It looks just like when we bowl in Vegas, the stadium down there. And I'm just really excited to go and bowl it. So
definitely. I know you guys have this extremely long break after sectionals. I mean, you just have basically a little over a month of practice and practice and practice, and man, when is nationals going to come? I'm sure that's been weighing on all of you guys, but. Sounds like you're doing a lot of good drill work and stuff, but let's talk about how you guys have kept your motivation up and just staying amped and being excited, even though it's just such a long wait until you finally get to compete for a title.
Yeah, well, practice can be dragging on sometimes, but I mean, we know that the whole year that's how it's been. I mean, we do drills and everything, and we bowl in patterns. And we just know that all of this is going to turn into success on the lanes when we get to nationals if we stick with it. So I think that's kind of at least my mindset. I can't speak for any of my other teammates, but I'm guessing it's on a similar path. But just keeping the big goal in mind of wanting to compete at nationals is a huge motivator.
It's not always every day to compete for nationals, so there's all that work that leads up to the actual fun experience. So, all right, very cool. Well, best of luck at nationals.
Thank you.
Be exciting to. I know you guys, with how bowling is, it's that one very interesting sport that you guys are competing against everybody. So the Wichita State's out there. There's the Midlands. There's us. There's Weber International. All of these teams from all over the place with all these different backgrounds. So it should make for a really, really crazy, cool event. So best of luck. Like I said, Lucas picked out his 16, so he's ready to go. But All right, Lucas Perdieu, what is your nickname?
It's a LARP.
Okay.
It's actually my initials, Lucas Allen Roy Perdieu. It just kind of caught on my freshman year, and pretty much everyone either calls me that or a version of it. So.
Sure. So it was something that never came before William Penn. It wasn't something that...
Yeah, not really used. Like I would go by like maybe like a really close friend or something.
Right,
but otherwise, then now it's turned into just
cool.
That's my name. So.
Awesome. All right. Well, just a little bit down the road, not a terribly long trip, but why'd you end up choosing to come from DeWitt over to Oskaloosa and come to William Penn?
Well, I actually most of it was bowling,
right.
But I was looking at other schools, and I was looking if they had my major of accounting, and like the two other schools that I visited only had like minors and everything. So I wanted to. Pretty much the reason why I picked William Penn was the bowling program, because I saw that it was previous years they've been up in the rankings as well, and I also had my accounting program. So.
Yeah, it's a nice perfect marriage of the two. So you got athletics and academics. Awesome. All right, it's always a tough one, but you picked it, so you got to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the one person in history you'd most like to meet?
I'd probably say Abe Lincoln.
Okay.
Just because I would want to see how he dealt with all of the history, or not the history, but like all of the controversy back then. I would just wanted to see him how he actually reacts and everything.
Yeah, actually go through that. It's had to add a lot of stress.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, use one word to describe Coach Van Wyck.
I'd probably say helpful.
Okay.
Throughout my all 4 years, he's been nothing but just a great coach for me, and he's taught me so much. And he's a quiet guy, but he's also very calming. And whenever I'm in like a big or whenever I'm really like stressing everything, he calms me down. And yeah, that's probably the.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite restaurant?
Olive Garden.
Okay. Anything special there? I'm a big
I mean,
Olive Garden fan too.
It's the endless breadsticks.
There you go. You just go on for sure. All right. You answered this, but you still have to answer it too, because they can't read what you wrote here. All right. If you weren't bowling, what other sport would you like to play?
Well, I mean, on my shirt, I'd be playing baseball. Right. I played baseball until the end of my senior year, so that's probably my second sport that I love.
Definitely cool. All right, what's some advice you'd give a junior high or high school athlete wanting to play collegiately?
I'd say not to worry as much, because when I came into college, I was so worried about the transition into what we call a sport shot and everything, and the transition, thinking if I could be good enough to make it onto the varsity or even JV, and it's more of the worrying part kind of really affected me, so I would say just not to worry about it and just to really just merge in with everything and just experience it.
Yeah, just trust yourself, right? You got there for a reason.
Exactly.
All right, where's one place you'd most like to visit?
I'd probably say Greece.
Okay.
Just because I'm pretty big into Greek mythology, not super huge, but I've read the Percy Jackson books and stuff like that. And just Greek mythology really interests me, and I'd like to just see the history of that.
Right, definitely. All right, what do you do in your spare time when you have spare time?
I pretty much just lounge around and watch anime or any TV shows on Netflix.
Cool. Anything you're binging right now?
I've already binged a lot of the really long series, so I can't really. I'm kind of in between right now, but right now The Ranch is a pretty good one.
I watched a little bit of that once and never got into it enough. I'm not saying it's not good, I just didn't get into it. All right, two-part question. If you were stranded on a deserted island, get those mixed up, stranded on a deserted island, who would you bring, and one item would you bring?
Well, the only reason I picked that question, I wouldn't want to be with anyone. I would just want to be by myself.
There you go. Good
and then I would just bring something that I could access the internet with. So any kind of mobile device, because that's pretty much kind of whatever I do after bowling and studying and everything like that.
Yeah,
so.
sure. Okay. If you could go back in time, what year or what time period would you travel back to?
The last question, or not the last question, but the one about where I'd like to visit, I'd like to go and see, well, it might not be a real time period, but I would like actually to go into the Greek mythological
Yeah, way back BC, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Okay, two-part. Describe yourself, and how would your friends describe you?
I would say I'm pretty shy and pretty like soft spoken when I don't know you, but when I get to know you, I can be pretty like rambunctious and like goofy and sometimes annoying. And I'd probably say that's how my friends would describe me as well.
Okay.
So
break off the thin shy shell, and then you're just out there, right?
Yeah.
All right. What's the most played song on your iPod or in your car?
Well, it's been one of the most popular songs, "Closer" by the Chainsmokers.
It's a great song. I cannot get that one in my head so much to the point where I just hate it. I can always listen to it, and I'm always good with it. And it's shocking. I'm like, the song's always driving me nuts, but for whatever reason, that one's a good one.
Yeah.
I can always listen to it. All right, three-part question. What is your favorite time of day? What's your favorite day of the week? And what's your favorite month of the year?
My favorite time of day is the night because I get to relax and everything. My favorite day would probably be Friday, just because it's kind of like you're just getting off, and then like you're going like, oh, I'm gonna get into the weekend.
Right.
And then month would probably be April because my birthday, and I just kind of like that, like the springness aspect of it.
Yeah, where it's actually finally sunny out there again.
And warm.
Exactly. Eventually getting there. We had a little teaser there a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you could learn to do something you can't currently do, what would it be?
Speak a language.
Okay.
Like speak and probably German or French.
Okay.
Just
I would have thought Greek because of
oh yeah, that's another one. That would be awesome to learn. But yeah, German or French because that's kind of my background as like families.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, and then last but not least, who's been the most influential in your life?
My parents. I can't really. Either one has just been like they kind of showed me like what how to respect people and how to really not judge them and just like kind of just be your own person.
Yeah.
And just kind of like stay out of controversy and stay out of drama. So
there you go. All very good life lessons for sure. All right, well, I always give everybody a chance. Try to remember to give everybody a chance, but you're not terribly far away from home, but still shout out to anybody back home that you want to say hi to.
If anyone watches this, Mom, Dad, Seth Kettleson, Mike, Mom, Alan, who I can't think of anyone right now.
Everybody else, right?
Yeah, everyone else back in DeWitt.
You know who you are.
Yep.
All right. Well, Lucas, best of luck next week. We'll be watching closely. Hopefully you guys bring back a title, and for sure you guys are going to make us proud. So,
thank you.
Thanks so much, man.